Hey folks, Michael here with Brett Tap. We're going to do a little tapping, baby. So this one is fear of rejection. This is a biggie. This is a big one. There's a lot that could be unpacked with fear of rejection. I've worked with many clients who have this fear. It stems from many different places, a lot of times in childhood. It's very common, even generationally. Genetically and generationally, it could be carrying on from thousands of years ago, where being rejected from our tribe, right, from our close-knit group, our ancestors, meant whether we survived or not, right? So it's not something we're typically dealing with today, but it's a deeply rooted fear, and it can be attached to a lot of different reasons. So this tapping is going to be on that fear of rejection, but keep in mind, this is going to be a very global general tapping session. So it may or may not resonate with you. You may have very deep-seated reasons for fearing rejection, right? Or not being accepted. And it may take lots of specific work using tapping and other tools to flush that stuff out, change those belief systems, collapse them, and turn that around, right? But hopefully with this tapping script I'm going to walk you through, these general global statements will help start to lead you in a direction where you start to uncover the reasons why you're feeling the fear of rejection, right? The reasons why it's an issue for you, right? And then as you start to identify those things, make sure you take note of it and tap on those yourself. Use very specific words, statements, old memories that come to mind. A lot of times when we're tapping, these old memories will come up. Oh, I remember when I was 8 years old and I was in school and I had to do a presentation. Everyone made fun of me. Stuff like that comes up. Take note of it and tap on it. And if need be, work with a practitioner like myself that can help flush that stuff out. So without further ado, let's hop right into some tapping here. Again, this is going to be very global and general. Be present for yourself. Take responsibility for how you feel and what's coming up for you. Take note of it and just keep on working on it. All right? I believe in you. You could do it. So here we go. Nice deep breath in. And let it go. Even though I have this intense fear of being rejected, I choose to accept myself, love myself, and honor myself right now. And even though I have this deep-seated fear of being rejected, not accepted, and that scares me. I don't like the way it feels. I do not want to be rejected by anyone. I honor the way I feel and I accept myself right now. And even though this fear of rejection is very real, I could feel it in different parts of my body. My throat, my chest, my solar plexus. I don't like the way it feels, and I certainly don't like the thought of being rejected, not accepted. That'd be terrible. I choose to love, honor, and accept myself right now. Top of the head. This fear of rejection. This fear of rejection is very real. I can feel it throughout my body. I'm afraid to put myself out there. If I put myself out there, I could be rejected, not accepted. People can totally reject me. If one person rejects me, what if 5 people reject me? And if 5 people reject me, then what if everyone starts rejecting me? It could be a domino effect of rejection. I don't like the way that feels. It's scary. If I'm rejected, I'm not being accepted, which means I am not good enough. And if I'm not good enough, there must be something wrong with me. If people are rejecting me, there must be something wrong with me. This fear of rejection, this fear of rejection, I don't like the way it feels. It's scary to think people can totally reject me and everything about me. My interest, my desires, my physical appearance, the way I speak, the ideas I have. I can get rejected for anything and everything. And that scares the shit out of me. If I get rejected, does that mean I'm not good enough? That's a scary thought. This fear of putting myself out there. This fear of being rejected. This fear of not being good enough. This fear of not being accepted. I could feel it in different parts of my body. This tightness, this stress. It causes a lot of anxiety and stress in my body. This overwhelming fear of being rejected, not being accepted. What would that mean? Well, it means I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not credentialed enough, credible enough. Maybe I'm just not good enough. And that's pretty sad. Why is it that other people's opinions are more important than my own? Why do I allow that into my mind, my body, my heart, my soul? Why are other people's opinions more important than my own? Why? Why do I care about what other people think? Why do I think that one person's opinion or 1,000 people's opinion of me makes me decide to feel not good enough, to feel rejected? Why am I allowing that to happen? It's a good question. Perhaps I've been raised to make sure I'm acceptable, to present myself in an acceptable way. Maybe I've been raised to worry about what other people think of me, because if they don't like me or they don't accept me, then I'm being rejected. But what does that mean? In this day and age, it doesn't mean anything. If I'm rejected by someone or everyone, it doesn't matter. Because I don't live in a time where it was important to make sure that I'm accepted by the tribe like my ancestors did. My ancestors depended on not being rejected in order to survive. They had to play along and do what was necessary in order to survive. And we don't live in those times anymore. I do not live in those times anymore. And so I could just let this idea that rejection is so bad go. I can let it go right now. I can let go of the fear of rejection from every cell in my body and realize that what other people think of me doesn't matter unless I let that energy in. I'm not doing that anymore. I know that what I think about myself is the most important. That what other people think of me doesn't mean anything to me unless I allow it to. And I'm not letting that happen anymore. If this person rejects me, big deal. If that group rejects me, who cares? I'm living in a world where I'm free. I could be true to my voice, my inner self. And other people's opinions do not matter unless I let them matter. I'm not going to let other people's opinions impact me anymore. If someone has something to say about me, maybe even in a negative manner, I can acknowledge it. And I can accept it and let it go. But I don't have to let it in. And I'm not allowing that to happen any longer. Because it's what I think about myself that's most important. And I know by the guidance of my higher self, my inner being, God, the universe, that I can maintain a high level of energy, a positive state of being, no matter what anyone thinks about me. And from that positive state of being, I choose to create greatness because it is my birthright. Rejection is a joke. It does not impact me. And maybe it impacted my ancestors. Maybe it impacted me as a child. But I am free to be the creative, connected creator of greatness that I am now. With no fear. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. So true. And I know it. So I just choose to love myself and accept myself. And all of those people that may be rejecting me, projecting negative opinions toward me, trying to stir the pot of negativity, I love and accept them too. Because it's funny. Because it doesn't impact me. I choose to release any and all remaining fears of rejection, fears of acceptance, fears of putting myself out there. And I choose to be the most amazing creator of greatness, being guided by my higher self and God. And I love, honor, and accept myself right now. In body, mind, heart, and spirit. Deep breath in, baby. Just hold it for a second. Let it go. All right. It felt pretty good to me. I hope it felt good for you. If anything came up, take note of it. Tap it out, baby. Tap it out. Create your freedom. Create your greatness. See you on the next one.